Hello everybody, myself Priya. So today my topic is about instruments of monetary policy. Firstly, let's see what is monetary policy. So it is nothing but in India, monetary policy of the Reserve Bank is aimed for managing the quantity of money in order to meet the requirements of different sectors. So the economy and to increase the pace of economic growth, monetary policies are being used. So here I'm using the contents like quantitative credit control methods. Under this, we have five methods: bank rate policy, open market operations, cash reserve ratio, which is nothing but CRR, and saturated liquidity ratio (SLR), repo and reverse repo rates. The another method is nothing but selective or qualitative credit control methods. So here it is the picture of the instruments of monetary policies, which are divided into two parts: key quantitative credit control methods and qualitative credit control methods. So under this qualitative credit methods also we are having some 6 points, that is ceiling on credit, margin requirement, discriminatory interest rates, directives, direct actions, moral cession. So firstly, let's go for quantitative credit control methods. So which is nothing but they are used to maintain proper quantitative of the credit and money supply in the market. So in India, the legal framework of RBI's control over the credit structure has been provided under RBI Act 1934 and the Banking Regulation Act 1949. Next, under this, first thing we are going to see is that bank rate policy. So bank rate is the rate at which the CBI or the RBI lends money to the commercial banks for the cash requirements. Bank rate is also nothing but discount rate. So this bank rate is very important because it is the face setter to other market rates of interest. So bank rates have been changed several times by RBI to control the inflation and recession. Next comes the open market operations. So which is nothing but buying and selling of government securities in open market for extending or contract the amount of money in the banking system. So this technique is superior to bank rate policy. So next comes cash reserve ratio, which is nothing but CRR. So the CRR is an effective instrument of credit control. So under RBI Act 1934, every commercial bank has to keep certain minimum cash reserve with RBI. So CRR is a specified minimum fraction of the total deposits of customers which commercial banks have to hold as reserves either in cash or as deposits with the central bank. RBI, according to RBI, the empowered to the vary in CRR is between 3% and the 15%. Next comes the SLR. So which is nothing but the amount that the commercial banks require to maintain in the form of cash or gold or anything approved securities for before providing credit to the customers. So SLR is 21.5% according to the survey of February 2015. This may be varying now. There are two ways in which this plays a role. First is nothing but by affecting the borrowing of the government from the RBI. So next is by affecting the freedom of the banks to sell government securities or borrow against them from the RBI. Next comes repo and reverse repo rates. So firstly we are going to see about repo rate, which is nothing but it helps commercial banks to acquire funds from RBI by selling securities and also agreeing to repurchase at a later date. Next, reverse repo rate is nothing but the rate that banks get from the RBI for parking their short-term excess funds with the RBI. So these two operations are used by the RBI in its liquidity adjustment facilities. Next comes the other method, selective or qualitative credit control methods. So under this method, credit is provided to selected borrowers for selected purposes depending upon the use to which this control tries to regulate the quality of credit. So under this we are having some 6 points. So let's see about that. First thing is ceiling on the credit. The ceiling on level of credit restricts the lending capacity of a bank to grant advances against certain controlled securities. Next thing, margin requirements. So margin is nothing but propagation of the value of security against which a loan is not given. Next comes the discriminatory interest rate, DIR. Through this, RBI makes credit flow to certain priority or weaker sectors by charging concessional rates of interest. Next comes the directives. So the RBI issues directives to banks regarding advances. So directives are regarding the purpose for which loans may or may not be given. Next comes the direct actions. So in this, it may be too severe or therefore rarely followed. So it involves refusal by RBI to discount bills or cancellation of licenses if the bank failed to complete the directives of the RBI. Next comes the moral suasion. Under this, RBI issues periodical letters to the bank to exercise control over credit in general or advances against particular commodities. So, periodic discussions are held with the authorities of the commercial banks in this. So, that's on my topic, and thank you.